Hi everyone, you are welcome to our program. Our attention has been drawn to a publication in a Nigerian Tribune of June 4th, 2022, a column written by Professor Farouk Beregi. In this column, he stated what attracted the attention of mass media. Caption of the news publication was then, I quote, "Tinubu would be Sunday Igboho if he's denied ABC ticket." This was reported on this very June 4th, 2022, in a note from Atlanta with Farouk Beregi. However, what attracted this program today is, I quote, "Almost all Nigerian political elites, as I pointed out in a previous column, are situational and opportunistic patriots. They are irredentis when they are outside the orbit of power and exaggerated patriots when they have access to the public tail," unquote. In this writer implicated a system Nigerian politicians use to gain control of whatever they want. And the present president, Tinubu Ahmed, is an expert in doing this. Let us make reference which he used to exemplify what this system is all about. It is also widely known that politics is a game of give and take, and also a game of conspiracy, a game of control and destruction. However, it is a known fact that Nigerian political system is aligned with ethnicity, religion, and other factors that people may consider necessary for this political game. Going back to Professor Farouk Beregi's publication of June 4th, 2022, he made it clear that Nigeria is divided according to their wishes, according to their regions, and according to what will benefit each group of individuals in this system. I will quote once again, in this publication, he made it clear that, I quote, "Northern Muslim elites invoke Islam and the Sharia as the bargaining chiefs when they are out of power. Northern Christian elites play up their cultural difference with the Muslim North and brand themselves as Middle Belters as a form of protest. The Yoruba elites, who want to negotiate a better deal for themselves, appeal to Yoruba nationalism, specifically Oduduwa Republic. Igbo elites conjure up the specter of Biafra secession to call attention to themselves, while the southern minorities have used the threats of Niger Delta militancy to gain concessions," unquote. These Nigerian irredentist politicians' programs is actually in play in the present-day political setup. You look at the APC structure and their programs, you will find out that the leadership of APC is using these very irredentist political programs in controlling the political system in Nigeria. And we will go back to this very program being mentioned here. APC uses this program in the present-day political system, as quoted earlier. The question is, what are the northern agenda? It has been specifically been made known in this publication. Now we will itemize it and see if the programs of APC are in consonance with what has been quoted above. Do not forget that Tinubu was the national chairman of APC. He brought the former president of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, into power. I should quote on this, quoting from the publication. Tinubu said, Buhari contested first time and crashed. Second, he crashed. Third time, he crashed and wept on national television and vowed that he would never contest again. I then went to him and told him that this is not a matter of tears. I told him he would run again and would win. But the condition is that you won't trivialize matters concerning Yoruba nation, unquote. I will not analyze this very particular point because it is going to be useful somewhere else when we do a program on Yoruba nation. And Bedia would be able then to say something concerning this very quotation. Nevertheless, you'll find out that the president did give condition for helping the former president of Nigeria. This brings us to the meaning of irredentist. What is the meaning of irredentist? When somebody says Nigerian politicians are irredentists, when they are outside the orbit of power and exaggerated patriots, when they have access to the public till, unquote. Irredentist is a person advocating the restoration of their country, of any territory formerly belonging to it. On the other hand, it expresses or relates to one political unit, but under the political control of another. Here, the former president understood it clearly what Senator Tinubu then wanted and what he was asking for. He relied on using the ethnicity, the Yoruba nation, to ask and control the demand. Today, he is at the helm of leadership and has eventually allowed these irredentist requests, maneuvering, to control the government, as he promised earlier that he will continue the legacy of Muhammadu Buhari in areas of his development. The problems Nigerians are receiving today are part of the development which they never expected from him, but he has been acting in line with the APC programs. Before Tinubu came to power, he knew the Northerners want Sharia law established all over the country. And that is one of the political promises that might have been internally agreed and accepted by him. That might be also the reason why they are not fighting the terrorists with guns that maraud all over the nation. For all those who introduce the Sharia law in the northern part of the country are members of the government, and they are also in the Senate. So there is no doubt their programs are being pursued both outside the government and inside the government system. We show the solidarity for this pursuance of Sharia law establishment all over the country, starting from southwestern region of Nigeria. The Sultan of Sokoto made a frantic promise and encouraged the establishment of Sharia law and courts in southwestern part of Nigeria, of which where Tinubu came from. Nevertheless, Tinubu has never offered a word towards this very program. if he likes it or not, if he's against the establishment of Sharia law in the southwestern states. But he has remained silent. There had also been increase in attacks of indigenous people all over the nation, and Boko Haram seizing parts of Nigerian military bases, as well as sacking many villages in the northern part of the country. Without the military or the security agencies recovering all the lands already taken by the Boko Harams, the bandits, in the northern part of the country. As well, the northern governors or the Arewa Forum have never come out openly to condemn any attack being perpetrated by the Fulani Hitmen, Boko Haram, ISWAP, and all the rest of terrorist organizations in the north. They have protection to do anything they want to do in Nigeria. Summarily, the agenda for the north is to expand, establish Sharia law, and Islamize the entire nation using their foot soldiers, which they encourage, provided with ammunition, and also ensure that no security agents tamper with this group of people. No arrest, no persecution, no court can adjudicate any judgment against them. Then we go back to the Western region agenda, of which the present President Ahmed Tinubu is in control with some of his governors who are helping to execute the projects at various levels. One, what are their programs? The programs are as follows: relocation of Central Bank of Nigeria and other essential federal agencies back to Lagos for easy takeoff. Using Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case as a bargaining tool with Southeast governors, political occupation and Islamization project, development of Lagos as future Yoruba nation capital with federal government projects. The expansion project is within the context of Biafran territory, but that is another topic to be treated fully. Now we come to the southeastern region, a region divided by the northerners and the southwest of Nigeria for easy control and maneuvering. We are going to see how their own projects have been executed in comparison with the northern region and the southwestern region operations. When it comes to eastern region, it is a war, a conspiracy of finding Judases with the leprous hand that will penetrate, conspire, and execute evil programs of those whose thoughts are not for you but against you, using political positions and money. While the North and the West are united to execute their projects, the Eastern region is being dismantled, both in confidence, politically, and economic liberation. First, by dividing them into two, the Southeast and the South-South. This has been a joyous program, but we will listen to one of the preachers who was a member of Constituent Assembly during the
there is no Nigerian law backing it. I hope you are aware that it passed by any constituent assembly or by any constitutional sitting or by any national referendum. It was designed by OIC in 1983. OIC broke Nigeria into 6 zones, not to unite us as a people, not to develop us as a nation, but to break us into little groups for the purpose of Islamization. They have taken the north.
Registered into the hands of the Organization of Islamic Conference or Congress, whatever way it is. For easy conquest, the Tinubu administration is using those around him to cause confusion in the state, and that is part of the agenda. It's a different topic that has to be properly engaged for people to understand the politics behind River State conspiracy. Other states in South should embrace more of what happened in River State. For Southeastern region, APC allocated a different project to them, while the project in the north and in the southwest are being executed within the context of Southeastern region. The Southeastern region governors are given mandate to deal with their own people to enable the other 2 regions to implement their own programs in Eastern region of Nigeria, that is Biafra nation. Let us see how the Southeastern region governors have been mandated to carry their jobs of execution to enable their masters to penetrate. First, fight native doctors, as it is believed that the native doctors help the fighters to fight against the invaders, have to be arrested and prosecuted for aiding and helping the Biafran fighters from being killed. Finally, their project included arrest of the IPOB leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and eventually the arrest of Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister of Biafran government in exile. Indeed, that is the project given to the Southeastern governors, and they have done their best to carry out the master's instructions, while the masters are taking advantage and be taken over from their own homes. In concluding this very program, you will find out clearly now why the president is not doing anything against the Fulani killers carrying gun from one region to the other. 2, you will also establish why the Northerners are interested in moving their foot soldiers into the southwest, southeast, and the south-south. You can now establish reasons why they do this when they say you do not kill any of the foot soldiers, and as well as the military aiding them to escape, as well as the police. Thirdly, you will know why Mr. Wike Nyeso is fighting the state government in order to embarrass and confuse the government as to help the president to execute his expansion program of South-South. In the Southeast, you will understand now why the governors of Southeast are fighting not only those who are fighting the Fulanis, but also native doctors in Anambra, where it has been established that they might be helping the Biafran Liberation Army to fight against the invaders. While the governor of Igbo State is the artilleryman who is in charge of fighting anyone that resists any attack from the Fulanis, and finally the arrest and persecution of Mazi Simon Eba and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of IPOB. With this, we are going to end